So it's kind of interesting. A lot of people ask me, like, because I'm friends with Mingo, what is kind of going on with Mingo in terms of gameplay. And people are asking me if I were to still coach him today, like, what would I be doing with him? Or, like, how would I be motivating him to keep going? And how would I, like, what would I be doing basically if I were, still in the coaching position and, like, he wasn't doing well, and like what would I try to change up if I were still his coach today? So I'll go ahead and just answer that in this video. So overall, if you guys just like kind of follow the context, it's not been really good lately. So we see that he forfeited SmashCon. And then prior to that, he got fifth at Evo, not really beating anybody, and then he lost to Army at Low Tier City. So it's been a string of like 3 events where Mango has underperformed. And if we look prior to that, things looked pretty hopeful for the Mango Nation, where he beat Armada and Hungrybox with Falco, and it looked like if you look at things on paper, like every matchup Mingo could do. He showed that Falco is winnable with against Hungrybox, against Armada. He's pretty much beaten everybody else, to my knowledge, except for maybe like Zane or something, with his Falco or his Fox. So it kind of looked like, well, in an ideal scenario, he could win a major, he could win an Evo, and I still believe that today. I think overall there's a mix of things that haven't really been going well. I think a lot of it is just kind of like the mental drive and mental fortitude. So I think one of the biggest things I would work on with him is mental tilt, where I think that if there's any moment where he has to grind out a match, or he kind of has to wait and play back, and like every opening is very tedious, like let's say you have just like a Marth camping in the corner, or like you see Hungrybox just like camping in the top left corner with back airs, like there's just not much patience there. So like Mango, rather than play it smart, Mango will just kind of go in and be very stubborn about it. So that's probably one of the biggest things I would try to fix, is just try to work on mindset, work on trying to play more patient, and try to like get him not to like tilt or be mad about the situation. And I think it's like very easy and tempting right now. Like when you kind of look at the reward of everything in his life, or in Mango's life, on one hand, like he already's won everything before, so there's not really much excitement or glory to winning. And if you look at income and kind of sustainability, his stream does way more things. So if you kind of look at it from like a pragmatic standpoint, on one hand, like if you're just playing quote unquote Mango's, where it's like people who play lame, like him having to deal with that for an entire weekend of a tournament to win a couple, like a little bit of money, whereas like his stream makes so much more, like it's kind of easy to see like why like it's hard to stay motivated to go like, okay, like I'm playing something I don't want to play, and I'm playing a game in a way that like I hate playing. So it's very easy to kind of see from his perspective why it's so hard to kind of remain cool and kind of grind it out when he doesn't technically have to. So that's a big thing. And then I think the other thing is, if I just were to like honestly assess, I talked about in another video how tech skill and just not making mistakes and being able to follow up cleanly is just super important. So I think one thing I would do is I would kind of just forget about playing against other people, and I'd literally just tell them like, for the whole next month, the only thing you're doing is grinding out combos like Armada like does to like the CPU, and just grinding out tech. So like just like invest like a cool like 2 weeks to like a month and just grinding out tech skill and making it as clean and reliable as possible. So if this is like the time where he wants to explore new movement patterns like pivots, ledge dashing, like all of that, like I would absolutely make sure that like that's like as close to like 100% execution as possible, so that like he doesn't have to worry about contingencies or worry about like his tech skill not coming together. And why I say that is because a lot of people thought like Mingo's washed, or like he didn't play well at Evo, but like right before the set with Plup, like he was playing incredibly well against Swedish and against S2J just like 5 to 10 minutes before he went on stage against Plup, where he started missing things. And that's like something like that's going to be a little bit more difficult to solve. I think one way we can go about it is just by trying to make the tech skill as clean as possible, so that like that's not a question, but that could also be like a mental performance issue kind of thing. So And if it's a mental performance kind of thing, then that's something that we would have to discuss and dig deeper on. Aside from that, then, like I would probably do like player managing stuff. Like I would make sure he slept on time. There were like a few tournaments where he didn't really care, and I feel like if I were near him and I were to just go, hey, you should go to bed now, or hey, you should take care of yourself. And I forgot to mention Smash and Splash as an underperformance too among those tournaments. I feel like if I were at Smash and Splash, I could have been the voice of reason to say like, hey, like don't party with Dewan right now, go to bed. And I think I probably could have kept him in good shape to play rather than what you saw in top 8 against Zane. So, well, all in all, those are probably the things I would really focus on if I were still a Mango coach. But other than that, like I don't think he's too far away from like being in the top 5 or like winning an event. Like I think he's clearly like 6. Although with recent events, I think the gap between him and the other 5 has grown wider. But like, it's not to say that like he can't beat the other players, although it's happened less frequently. I would say that like he's more than capable. But I would, if I were to rank the players, clearly the other 5 are doing better. It's no question. But I don't think it's out of the picture for Mango to beat them or like do really well at Shine and other events. So that's pretty much like my thoughts on him and kind of the like how I would coach and how I would manage him and kind of like how would I do everything if I were still working with him.